Alright, welcome back everyone to more Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind. We are continuing with the main story for Morrowind. We needed to return to Alderaan to talk to that guy's sister. It looks like there's another quest down here. Let's go ahead and pick that up while we're
fellow
here.
outsider in this inhospitable sea of ash. I wonder if we might help each other. Drellith Hilaron of House Redoran at your service. Though I doubt I'll be very useful here. This is Ashlander country, and they've made it clear I'm not welcome. It's my fault, really. I made a mess of their customs when I arrived.
What happened?
I'm researching for my family's ancestral tomb, you see. My research led me here, to Aldrin. It's hard to believe, but I think my family may have settled here for a time. When I arrived, I immediately started asking questions. I was overzealous.
So now they refuse to help you?
Unfortunately, yes. I wonder if we might aid each other. Despite my missteps, I do know a great deal about Ashlander culture. I could help you earn their favor. In return, you could find out if they know anything about my family's tomb.
Sounds fair.
First, pay respect to Farseer Quamtar. She walks the Red Path this year, and it's customary to wish her well. Request to take part in the offering to the first Ashkans. Do that, and you should be able to ask their wise woman about the tomb.
Where can I find Farseer Gumata?
You'll see a great bonfire in the middle of the camp. She'll be there. Look for the woman with the blindfold.
A blindfold?
Part of the ritual honoring her ascension from Farseer to Wise Woman. The wise women guide the Ashlanders on matters of faith. Even the Ashkans defer to them. The blindfold represents the need to look beyond what the eyes can see.
Why are so many Ashlanders here?
The annual pilgrimage to honor the fall of Scar, the great Emperor Crab. The Ashlanders claim their ancestors united to bring the beast down. They gather here to celebrate the victory and bring offerings to the cairns of the first Ashkans.
First Ashkans?
You're a Dunmer. Do you not know the story?
No.
The first Ashkans were the fathers of the 4 great tribes. They brought the Velothi people together to kill Scar. The tribes often quarrel, but here they're family. I wish the houses had such a custom.
You mentioned a lost tomb.
Yes, the Hilaron ancestral tomb. My family's crypt has been lost for centuries. Most of my kinsmen gave up searching for it decades ago. They assume it's been destroyed or lies too deeply buried, but I remain optimistic.
How did the search bring you here?
I discovered a tablet hidden away in an ancient Velothi temple. It contained a cryptic reference to my family. In the shadow of Scar, we found our home. The Ashlanders call the last Emperor Crab Scar, so the tomb must be nearby.
Why do you think the Ashlanders might know where it is?
The tribes gather here every year beneath Scar to pay tribute to the first Ashkans. Do you know the old Velothi saying, all stones speak the truth? Well, no one knows these stones better than the Ashlanders.
Right. Of course. I still need to fix that so it doesn't change my quests. I wish that didn't bug that out. Because I was planning on continuing the main quest. Greatly because Vertigo Tea Party is gonna be doing some of this too, and that was what that message in the last episode was actually about. It said I need to continue the main story so I won't have to skip any of his episodes.
Outlander, quickly! This way!
Yes.
I've been thinking about my brother's claim that he's the Nerevarine since we last spoke. No matter how I try, the word tastes false on my tongue. And now I fear he's about to convince the wise woman that his quest for power will benefit the tribes.
What can I do to help?
My brother is respected and revered. He has allies in all of the tribes, not to mention his personal Red Exiles. We have to proceed with caution. Respect the Ashlander customs and traditions. Anything else will lead to violence and bloodshed.
So what do we do?
We talk to my brother. Try to convince him this isn't the way. Barring that, we make sure the wise woman doesn't get drawn into his madness. Whatever Chodala says or does, don't attack him. We don't need a war between the houses and the Ashlanders.
I'll follow your lead.
The wise woman. I was hoping she'd be here.
You're too late, dear sister. Despite your protestations, the wise woman has gone to the Cave of the Incarnate to confirm my claim.
She's done the
Brother,
same quest as me.
Do you really want to pursue this dangerous course?
There was a time when you gave me your unconditional support, Seren. I miss those days.
Your brother's a butt.
My brother Chodala's about to do something foolish and dangerous. But by dusk and dawn, Azura put you and I on the same path for a purpose. I just hope we have enough time.
What's Chodala going to do?
He's about to claim the title of the Nerevarine and try to unite the Ashlander tribes gathered here. He already convinced the Red Exiles to support him. He's using them to intimidate the other tribes. If he persuaded the Wise Woman to his cause...
Tell me about the wise woman.
Wise Woman Dovrasi, the most respected counselor and spirit guide this side of Red Mountain. She went to the Cavern of the Incarnate to meditate on Chodala's claim. If she confirms my brother's assertion, the tribes will follow wherever he leads.
We need to talk to the wise woman.
Agreed, but I dare not leave Chodala alone with the tribes. I feel the hand of Azura in all this. Go to the Cavern of the Incarnate and talk to the wise woman. I'll stay here and try to keep things under control until you return.
Then I'll head for the Cavern of the Incarnate.
The cavern's to the northeast of Aldrin, on the other side of the mountain. Hopefully, the rumbling and lava won't slow you down too much. Get to the cavern and talk to the wise woman. If she accepts Chodala's claim about the Nerevarine...
What's the Cavern of the Incarnate?
My brother isn't the first to believe he's Nerevar returned. All of the previous failed incarnates rest within the cavern. A statue of Azura watches over them as they await the arrival of the true Nerevarine.
Tell me more about the Nerevarine.
Azura proclaimed that someday, Indorel Nerevar, a hero from our ancient past, would return to unite the Dark Elves and right the wrongs of Nirn. We call the returned incarnate the Nerevarine. My brother Chodala believes that he's Nerevar reborn.
Yeah, your brother's insane. You don't agree with your brother.
When Chodala became a Gulakan, a champion of our people, I supported him. When he stepped forward as Ashkan, leader of our tribe, I was at his side. But this new claim, it comes with strange powers and talk of war. I can't support those things.
Those strange powers is because he's stealing them from Vivek. Oh my goodness gracious, that is way off there, isn't it? Well, you know what, while we're here, let's...
She won't refuse my claim. Just in case, make sure the Red Exiles are ready.
Your word is law.
just see what this quest is about.
What's that? Perfume and incense. You have the stink of the great houses on you, Oathman. What brings a house Dunmer like you to Aldrin?
I've come to pay my respects, Farseer.
Have you now? Then you have my thanks, and my curiosity also. Outsiders rarely show us such respect. When they do, it is always because they want something. What do you want, I wonder?
Only your blessing to participate in honoring the first Ashkans.
Remarkable. You would honor our ancestors. Very well. I give you my blessing. You hesitate. Shall I explain the custom? Each of the 4 great tribes seek a unique and worthy offering. You must place the gift at the foot of each Ashkan's cairn.
What offering should I bring to each cairn?
For Ahemusa, an ashen fern. For Erebeninsum, the weapon of an exile slain by your hand. For Urshilaku, the bones of a Gwar returned to ash. And for Zainab, The hidden treasure of a Kwama queen. We will see how much fire you hold in your heart.
I heard you were becoming a wise woman.
Yes, though becoming is a clumsy word for it. Every daughter of Veloth has worth. When we learn to speak with our water tongue and read the truth in the stones, we also learn the truth of our hearts. The truth is, we have been wise all along.
Right? Like your outfit, though. Looks like that quest is also just kind of all over the place. So... I guess we should just continue on with this main story. I'm quite curious. And it's out in the middle of nowhere, so... we haven't been going for very long, so I'll just pause the video here and pick back up when I get over there. See you guys there. Alright guys, welcome back to ESO. Oh, let's help this guy out. Yeah, when I got up here, the wise woman was like being attacked by those guys, and then she tells you, well, let's meet inside and talk inside. I didn't get that recorded. It was like I wasn't quite expecting something to happen before I actually, like, as I was approaching. Wasn't prepared for that, and it was also like dinner time, so it was like I needed to like just actually stop completely.
An outlander? Surely there must be another way. No, my lady, of course not. I'll do as you ask. Come here, outlander. We must talk.
There's a lot of people in here.
It feels strange to talk to an outlander in such a sacred place, but the Queen of the Night Sky insists. I need to render judgment on an important claim, and she says you can help me reach the correct decision.
This is about Chodala and the Nerevarren, right?
Words of truth from the mouth of an outlander. Remarkable. The Red Exiles and a few others believe that Chodala is the Nerevarren. He's convinced them, but not me. I came here to consider my options. I fear a bloodbath if I oppose his claim.
Isn't there a way to prove he's not the Nerevarren?
Perhaps, but I must remain impartial. If someone else reveals the flaws in Chodala's claims by comparing him to the failed incarnates, that might do the trick.
The failed incarnates?
We thought the incarnates were possessed by the spirit of Nerevar, but each had a critical flaw that made them destined to fail to fulfill the prophecy. Their spirits reside here. Yes, you should speak to the incarnates. I see Azura's wisdom now.
How do I talk to the spirits of the incarnates?
Take this pouch of blessed grave dust. Sprinkle a pinch upon the bones of the incarnates to call forth their spirits. Return to Aldrin after you have learned all you can. Perhaps we can curb Chodala's ambitions before they lead us to war.
Yes, let us hope.
We need knowledge to defeat Chodala, Outlander. Listen well to what the failed incarnates have to say.
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Once I was the hope of my people, but then my claim was proven false. Now I wait, and I hope for the Nerevarren's return. State your question, Outlander, and I shall do as Azura urges.
They decided you weren't the Nerevarren. Why?
To fulfill the prophecy, I followed a path of blood and war. In the end, my path became a road that led nowhere, and I was cast down from my lofty spot. Take my scroll, and help the wise woman understand the futility of a senseless war.
Nerevarin remains a promise unfulfilled, and I am as guilty of prideful posturing as every other failed incarnate that occupies this hall. Ask your question and let's be done with this, Outlander.
Grumpy butt. What ended your quest to become the Nerevarin?
The Nerevarin must listen as well as proclaim. I refused to accept wise counsel, which led to the doom of my tribe and the end of my quest to embody the spirit of Nerevar. I take my scroll and remind the wise woman that wisdom ignored is ignorance.
Yes, very wise. Didn't exactly mean to take a shield. I thought I was going to interact with the shrine.
We are the failed incarnates. The Ashlanders who proudly proclaimed themselves to be the Nerevarin, but were found wanting. The Lady of Dawn and Dusk urged us to cooperate. So ask your question, Outlander.
What flaw made you fail to fulfill the prophecy?
Take my scroll, and help the wise woman see the lie of unbridled power. I thought myself the reborn Nerevar, for I was the strongest, most powerful warrior in all the land. But power alone won't save my people. In the end, it couldn't even save me.
Mortal, let us speak.
Azura, what's up?
I foresaw your usefulness before you even set foot in Vvardenfell. Now comes a test that will challenge your ability to separate truth from lies. You must convince the tribes that Chodola is not the Nerevarin.
I communed with the incarnates, just as the wise woman commanded.
Doversee's wisdom outshines most other mortals. She recognizes the futility of Chodola's claim. If she rebuffs him, however, the tribes will turn on each other, and blood will flow. The staff, Sunra, it makes Chodola confident, reckless.
The staff is the source of Chodola's power.
Your instincts served you well. Chodola's path took a dark turn. However, my sight clouds when I look too closely. Sothasil built Sunra, but he did not create it with this vile purpose in mind. You must act on my behalf, and Vivec's.
I'll do what you ask.
Then go. Return to Aldrun and help the wise woman reveal the falsehood of Chodola's claim. And let Saren assist you. She is my champion and a trusted friend of all Ashlanders.
Yeah, I rather like her. How do I prove that Chodola isn't the Nerevarin?
Use what the Incarnate shared with you. Their failures point the way toward Chodola's downfall. But beware Chodola's power. He may not be the Nerevarin, but some greater agency has lent strength to his conviction.
Why don't you simply reveal the truth to the Ashlanders?
Due to an ancient pact, I am not permitted to interfere in the affairs of Nirn. Even this casual discussion pushes the boundaries of that agreement. Instead, I must work through trusted agents, such as yourself and Saren.
Why are you helping Vivec? I thought you and the tribunal were enemies.
Helping that arrogant imposter? Whatever gave you the idea that I was helping that murderer? Vvardenfell must stand. Everything I do in this regard serves that single goal. Best that you remember that, mortal.
Hey, my other character kicked Molag Bal in the face, so... Yeah, my main character, so yeah. I think we can handle it. Don't threaten me, woman. I was totally gonna say, yeah, I kicked Mullig Maul in the face, but yeah, that was my other character, my main character. This character knows nothing of what goes on in Cold Harbor. She's never been there. Yeah, on the way up here I did grab more of the tomb rubbings, and there was a sky shard somewhere along the way. If you recall seeing the map, or go back to look at the map as it was before, you can see where that was if you don't actually have that add-on yourself. So we can just, oops, don't really need that. Follow this road around and get that way shrine up there. Which makes me even more glad that I took that route to actually grab that. This will also let me show you guys this creepy area a little bit as we head over to this shrine. Oh, good grief. Damn, dude, why are you ignoring my bear and just going after me? That's not nice. Rude. Bear, you're supposed to hold aggro. Hey guys, I'm back. Don't believe this, Nudnik.
Thank the moon and star. You've returned.
Yep, I'm here.
The wise woman returned from the cavern of the Incarnate and went right into Scar to meet with the tribes. Chodal is in there too, about to be named the Nerevarine. Tell me you came back with something to stop my brother's rise to power.
I spoke to some of the Incarnates, and they gave me these scrolls.
Ah, of course. Use the tales of the failed Incarnates to counter Chodal's arguments. That's brilliant. Well, except for one problem.
Problem?
An Outlander has no status in the Council. The Ashlanders won't listen to a word you say.
Of course not.
Someone else has to present the arguments. Someone they trust.
You?
I suppose that means I have to challenge my brother. With your help, of course.
Let's see, we only get one choice. How can I help you if I can't talk during the council? Or, alright, let's go dispute your brother's claim. Let's just go with alright, let's go dispute your brother's claim. Of course I'm gonna help her, she's nice. Though the other thing was a very good question as well. But since it made the other option red, I'm assuming that you're not allowed to ask her both things. That's usually what that means. We sure got some fantastic loading screens in this.
Must we continue this farce? It's obvious that I'm the
Someone
Neraverian.
has stepped forward to challenge your
Seren,
claim.
I'm disappointed in you, dear sister.
Enough. I shall hear your arguments and render my decision.
Even the Outlander can see that I'm the most powerful Ashkan. My strength alone proves that I am the Neraverian.
It's not your strength alone, though. It's Vivek's strength that you're stealing from him.
Chodala puts forth his great strength as proof of his claim. Give me the scroll that discounts such a trait for the Neraverian.
Oh god, I was supposed to remember that? You're kidding me. I don't know who was who. Crap. Again. Hey, Google. Little help here. Let this be a lesson to us all. Write this shit down. Or, well, really. Could just as well look it up as well. Hang on, no need to waste your guys' time. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Hang on a second. Alright, even better, when in doubt, go look back at your video and make myself some notes about who each one of those guys were.
Chodala puts forth his great strength as proof of his claim. Give me the scroll that discounts such a trait for the Neraverian.
Alright. Ranso was the guy who claimed himself for the strongest, most powerful warrior in all the land, so try his scroll.
Yes, that's a sound argument. Incarnate, appear!
As a warrior and as an Ashkan, I was the most powerful of my age. But for all my strength, I failed my people. Don't fall.
The faithless houses dare to threaten our land, but we shall meet them in battle, and I will lead us to victory.
They have the timing of that a little bit off. That guy should have been able to finish talking before he started yelling, especially because he's much louder.
This is more nerve-wracking than I anticipated. Which scroll do you recommend to counter this argument? His argument about... Either one of them would actually be pretty good, because Edure followed a path of blood and war, which wasn't good, and Danat refused to accept wise counsel, which led to the doom of his tribe. Let's see, Incarnate Danat scroll should disprove that, or... I'm not sure which is better, but... It's like... Because, like, seriously, either one could work there. Let's go with... Danat. Incarnate Danat scroll should disprove that assumption. Of course. Let's see what happens.
Let's hope for the best.
This doesn't look right.
Crap.
Must we continue to tolerate this travesty?
Apparently I should have went with the other one. Can we go
Be
back?
careful. We need to get these right.
Alright. At least they give you a second chance. Perhaps the Incarnate Odorai's scroll is best to counter this argument.
That makes sense. I'll try that. Incarnate, appear!
I thought the path to the Nerevarine was a path of blood and battle, but my love of war was my undoing. War
These
is
failed
not
incarnates
the way.
prove nothing. I need no counsel but my own, as befits my status as the Nerevarine.
You're really full of yourself.
I think it's working. One more strong assertion, and that should do it.
Incarnate Denat's scroll should disprove that assumption.
Of course. Let's see what happens. Incarnate, appear!
I refuse to accept the counsel of the wise women and the Ashkans. I thought I knew best, but I knew nothing. That is not the way of the Nerevarine.
Seren and the Outlander, their arguments have merit. Chodala, we deny your claim. You
This
are
proves
not
nothing!
the Nerevarine.
Look how the staff protects me! I am the Nerevarine! Red Exiles,
Brother,
slay
no!
the unbelievers! Move to blame!
Who? What? Where? Oh, hello.
For Chodala! For the Nerevarine!
No, don't turn your attention on me. We had a good thing going there. You killed my bear. Well then. That went well. Apparently she didn't. He just randomly disappeared. Your brother's a real butt lady.
Go to my hut and get my healer's sack. Now.
Right away, wise woman.
Looks like he ran amok.
I hate what my brother's become.
Mortal, I would have words
Hello.
with you.
Yes, what's up, Azura?
Chodala has been revealed as a failed Nerevarine, but that hasn't dissuaded him from his reckless course of action. As long as he wields the staff, he shall be unstoppable.
So what should we do?
Time is against you, mortal. Even now, Vivek, that pompous usurper, grows increasingly weaker. As much as I deplore him, Vivek cannot fall to Chodala's vile magic. There's another power at work here. One I can't quite put my finger on.
There must be something I can do.
Return to Vivek City. Do what you can to aid Vivek, and pay heed to my faithful vessel, Saren. I name her Champion of the Moon and Star. She will play a pivotal role in ending her brother's march toward godhood, if she survives.
I don't like the sound of that. I'll return to Vivek City.
That was exhilarating.
If you say so. Well then. I think actually, especially because I forgot to pause my timer when I was looking for help with that last bit. I think I will end things off here and we'll pick back up in the next episode going back to see Vivek. Thank you all for watching and I'll see you next time.